everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another update on our relocation. It has been an entire month since I last filmed. I actually last filmed when we were in Nicaragua, and I haven't had a chance to pick up my camera since and film it for you guys. I'm just editing that video right now, so I figured it's time to do an update. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Allison. I currently post content surrounding our relocation. I've posted content on a variety of topics. If you're interested, the subscribe button is down below, and if you'd like to connect with me, I am on Instagram. All right, so first of all, I am a hot mess. Let's not even talk about my hair color. I took off my Invisablend because I needed to do my roots, and it didn't work out, so I'm gonna get that fixed when I get to Nicaragua. Also, I'm currently sitting on the floor because we have sold off so much stuff from our house, and I'm gonna get all into that. But yeah, like I was saying, the last time I filmed was August 1st, I believe, and today is September the 4th, and I was still in Nicaragua. We had just actually bought the house that we're going to be moving to, and our home that I'm in right now had just gone on the market. And I think, I'm just editing that video right now, but I'm pretty sure in that video I'm gonna let you guys know that our house did sell, which was amazing. It was literally between two of our flights coming home. I have the whole journey actually of our highlights of Nicaragua anyways on my Instagram, a highlight bubble if you want to check that out. But we did have multiple flights. We did go through Costa Rica and through the Canada land border. So yeah, between two of those flights, we got an offer on our house, a docu-signed, and came home to a sold house, which was absolutely crazy. I am so thankful that all of those details of the trip went as well as they did. I was extremely nervous. Traveling to Nicaragua for the first time as it is kind of stressful, especially going through Costa Rica, another place I'd never been to, and then doing all that during COVID, with COVID tests and all the different just hoops to jump through made things a lot more challenging. And I was expecting more bumps along the way, and we were just very, very fortunate. So very, very thankful to come home. We came straight home into a two-week mandatory quarantine. So we were all here just in the house doing our quarantine, but it gave us a good amount of time to kind of get everything figured out as far as what needed to happen between then and when we are moving. Our flight leaves out of here September the 27th, so it gave us just about 2 months to get everything figured out. Now, I wish I had a list in front of me of all the things that we have been doing. I think what I'll do is once the chaos kind of slows down and we're in our new house and I have time, I will go into more thorough kind of in-depth videos, because I feel like there's kind of somewhat of a need for that out there for anybody who is considering relocating. And there are a lot of details. Literally, my phone, my computer has been my brain for me, and it's just like one thing to the next. we came home, Harrison started his new job, and my job is currently figuring out all the details, and then he's helping after work, and it's like 2 times a full-time job, everything that we're doing, because we're doing it in such a condensed time frame. When I started these videos back in June, I never thought in a million years it would have all just like gone this quickly, but I should have guessed, because knowing my husband and I, these things tend to happen rather quickly. So anyways, here we are, and I'm just gonna kind of ramble off the things that I remember that we are working on or have been working on since we came back. So I guess first of all, we had to coordinate with our bank how to get our down payment on the house in Nicaragua, the wire transfer all set up. Luckily, we had met with lawyers when we were in San Juan Del Sur, so we already had that part, like the escrow account all figured out. So we just had to coordinate with our bank to be able to send payments down there. We are actually, and I don't think I've mentioned this in a video yet, we have purchased a home, but there's actually room to build an addition onto the home, because it's currently a 3-bedroom home, and we need at least 4 bedrooms for our family, and preferably an office as well. So I'll probably do a whole separate video on that, but we've hired a contractor. Sorry, sitting on the floor. We've hired a contractor who is working on that for us. So we've had to send money in that regards as well. Additionally, we are attempting anyways to buy a vehicle before we get there, just so that's kind of all ready and done for us. And so that's going into the escrow account as well. So I think that's all the details on the Nicaragua side. On our side, we're making sure everything's good to go with the lawyers. because we won't actually be here. I mean, the new owners take possession October 1st and we'll be out of the country September 27th. So we're just making sure that everything is set for that. We're also assigning a power of attorney for us in case anything needs to happen on our behalf while we're not in the country. We're gonna have a power of attorney set up. I just think it's a good thing to have. What else? I mean, we are literally selling off everything, which surprisingly, I'm not having that much of a hard time with. I mean, the house comes furnished, which is amazing. We don't have to bring any furniture or anything. And when we were down there, we did take a look at the stores. I mean, they have a Walmart, they have a PriceSmart, which is essentially a Costco. They have hardware stores. They had so many more things available than I ever anticipated. Like, it literally blew me away. It gave me a lot of confidence that I don't have to pack absolutely everything because things are available. I mean, electronics are more expensive, so we're taking all of our electronics. We're taking all of our clothing, and I'm bringing the next size up for Cassidy because she's growing quick. Lots of bathing suits, goggles, things like that. We're not really bringing linens. Sorry, I'm trying to think of all the things we're packing. We are actually taking everything that we're bringing with us on the plane. We did look into getting things shipped down for us or like potentially doing a pallet shipment or a container shipment, and it just didn't make any sense because you actually end up paying tariffs or customs on things, even if they're your personal belongings and not new. Not only that, it can get held up at customs for an indefinite amount of time. So for that and many other reasons, we just decided to take everything on the plane with us. So what I'm doing is a combination of suitcases and boxes. You can actually take packing boxes on the plane, which is great. And as I am filling them up, I am paying for the extra baggage online through the airline so that that's all set up and ready to go. And I'll probably do a packing video because I think that would be super helpful for people who are trying to relocate. I am currently at 6 packing boxes that are 50 pounds each, which is crazy, 300 pounds. And then I have each of us, all 5 of us, have a large suitcase, and they're probably going to be overweight because I am using vacuum sealed bags to suck the air out of anything that I can suck the air out of. But that's where we're at right now, and today's September 4th. And we are taking a few kitchen and a few tool items. So we're gonna have more than that, but hopefully not too much more than that, because that's a logistical nightmare trying to travel to your new home in Nicaragua with 5 people, 2 cats, and all that luggage. So yeah, there's that. Luckily, I got most of the things ready for their school applications prior to us even going and visiting, kind of in advance, and I'm glad that I did. So they are all set for school. Riley is still being homeschooled. The other 2 are going to the international English school. And so I just had to make sure that they do wear a uniform. It's like a school t-shirt and similar color pants or shorts or skirts. So I had to make sure I got those. I had to get their report cards apostilled, which I didn't even know what that was until this process began, but it was involving lawyers and getting things authenticated and more fees, of course, and time, but I have received those back now because those have to go to the Nicaraguan ministry once we arrive for the school, which is just another hoop to jump through, but luckily that's done. The cats are also a thing. I'm doing a ton of research on how to travel. They are coming in the cabin with us. And I believe I have everything set to bring them with us. Again, more paperwork. I had the vet set up, but not only that, once you get the proper paperwork, it then has to be taken to the Canada, I forget what it's called, Plant and Animal Association or something, to be endorsed as well. There's just a lot of details and I don't want any surprises. So I'm really taking my time going through all these things and making sure that I'm not missing any details. We have our COVID test book for before our plane ride with advanced time. What else? We have our cell phones figured out as far as what we're doing with those. We are keeping our current phone numbers. So if anybody has questions about that, you can let me know. We're not obviously keeping our plan here, but we're keeping our current phone numbers. Internet is still being figured out as well. They have a great internet plan, but my husband, of course, is trying to get an even higher fiber connection, which is not quite ready yet, but will hopefully be ready by the time that we get there. Oh man, what other details? Doctors, dentists, naturopaths, all those types of things. Everything that we can have lined up ahead of time is being lined up. Like I mentioned in my last video, I am going to do a whole separate video on my plan with my ulcerative colitis medication and what that's going to look like, because that is a total video on its own, but I'm feeling a lot more confident about it than the last time I recorded. And I've actually had some video calls with some gastroenterologists in Nicaragua, which is fantastic, but look for a separate video on that. As far as my current Poshmark and Amazon business, I'm actually about to send in my last Amazon shipment next week, because I had a pallet order in June, so I wasn't able to send in all the inventory at once, but luckily I will be able to do that before we go. So that's Amazon. And I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to keep Amazon up when I do come back in the country or not, but I figure I can decide on that later. Poshmark, I've been selling off and liquidating as much as humanly possible. I mean, I had like over 1,000 pieces of inventory when I started deciding to get rid of it all, and whatever I can't sell off is going to be given to my sister. I've actually taken a load down there. They live 4 hours away from us, as well as my rest of my family, so I have done a couple trips down there delivering Poshmark stuff, but not only that, keepsakes. So we are not getting rid of and selling absolutely everything. Whatever's not coming with us, but that we don't want to sell. Again, it's mainly keepsake items. We're not trying to keep a large amount, but luckily family does have a bit of room for some of our bins, so that we don't have to end up getting a storage unit, which was what we were going to do if we ended up keeping more, but we've really been able to pare it down. So that's what we're doing as far as what we're keeping. And another thing I want to mention is there are a lot of delivery services in San Juan Del Sur, not just like food delivery and stuff like that, but actual shopping delivery. So for example, one of the companies goes out to Managua, which is the capital. It's about 2.5 hours away from where we live, but that's where they have like the Costco and the bigger grocery stores and specialty stores. Like for example, O'Reilly is very sensitive, specifically when it comes to bedding, and it affects her sleep a lot. So long story short, we know that we want a mattress topper for her bed right off the bat, so we just don't even have to worry about that. Things like that. So we have a large order created with this company that is going to go purchase everything for us next week and have it delivered to our house. So it's all there, ready to go before we even get there. We're gonna do another order of like food and more perishable items right before we get there as well. But we've actually rented the home for the month of September, just so that, because it was a rental home as well, so there's no one in there, and it's technically okay for us to bring everything in, because I want this transition to go as smoothly as possible. Obviously, moving your family to Central America is very stressful all on its own. I mean, and one of our children is autistic, so we're dealing with a lot of factors here. So anything that I can get sorted and figured out before I can get there to make everything a little bit more comfortable is what I'm trying to do. So it's a lot of details, it's a lot of lists, it's a lot of planning in advance. And that's why I've been so incredibly busy, and I'm sure I've missed a million things to talk about, but I wanted to document this process of where I'm at in life, where my brain is headed right now. So yeah, we have a couple weeks left, a little bit more to sell off, a little bit more to pack, some loads to do down to the coast to deliver more Poshmark stuff. And then it's gonna be the travel. Our travel isn't that bad. We are not going through Costa Rica. We are going straight to Nicaragua, which is a lot better. It is only 2 flights. So we are flying Vancouver to Mexico City, Mexico City to the capital of Nicaragua. We already know our taxi guy. He's the same guy we used when we visited. And he will be picking us up in a giant van for us and all our stuff. And then we'll be arriving at the house 2.5 hours later. So I think it's about 13 hours start to finish-ish. Obviously, we don't know how long it's gonna take to get our cats through and our luggage through. Sorry, I heard a loud noise and I didn't know what that was. So yeah, anyways, we don't know how long exactly it's gonna take, but we're trying to do everything that we can in advance so that the girls can just get home and feel at home as much as possible, and we're not getting there and having to run out and get groceries, or we forgot this or we forgot that. We're trying our best to get everything kind of settled. And then I guess the other thing I wanted to talk about is like where my feelings are at and my emotions are at. And honestly, I feel like I'm on kind of an adrenaline high that just doesn't end because I'm so incredibly busy. I mean, the kids are still home and Harrison is working from home, so I am just like a ping pong ball trying to keep everybody active and happy and meet all their needs for all three of them while simultaneously making phone calls and arrangements and packing and selling, and I'm just trying to do it all. So I haven't had a lot of time to really think about it too much. I do definitely have my anxious moments. I know this is not going to be just a, oh my goodness, we're moving to paradise situation. There's going to be hard times and it's going to be stressful and it's not going to be the life that we're used to and have been used to living. But I'm also really excited for the potential, and I'm really excited for the simpler way of life, and I'm really excited for the community. I'm really excited for the weather. I'm really excited for the food and the markets, and just the opportunity for my kids to learn about other cultures and languages. Oh, Spanish, you guys, I have been taking Spanish lessons with an online instructor pretty religiously, so I feel like my Spanish is coming along. I'm sure you guys, if you spoke Spanish, would laugh at my Spanish, but I feel like I'm learning pretty quick. Like I can understand quite a bit and I can communicate somewhat, and I'm going to continue to push that as much as I can. And then once I get there, I'm really going to dive into an in-person class, because I want our whole family to be fluent in Spanish, because that is their language, and I think that's important. So yeah, anyways, I'm sure I could say a lot more. I'm sure I'll edit this and be like, oh my goodness, you forgot to talk about that. But here's where I am here now in the midst of a giant relocation, and I don't know if I'll film again before we move, but if not, I will film what I can of the move, and then you'll see from me in our new home. So thank you so much for following along this journey. Bye.